All right, gentlemen. All right. It has returned, gentlemen. Jamothy, thank you for the 19 months. Penis. Thank you. Thank you, Jamothy. Gentlemen, the all weapons run has returned. And now it's not just an all weapons run, gentlemen. I have added... Okay, there's a lot of things that have changed, okay? I added every spell, every Ash of War, and staves and seals to the list, okay? Added all them shits. I'm beating Elden Ring with everything. If it can do damage reasonably, if it's capable of beating the game, and it's like an equipable item, I put it on the list, okay? That's how this is working. Perfumed oil ain't any of the things that I just said. So no. All right, gentlemen. So that's change number one. Change number two is that I had Sai brew up a mod. Okay? And this mod gets rid of all of the tedious parts of doing these runs while maintaining a normal new game zero gameplay experience. So it skips over all of the shitty running sections, and it skips over all of the really tedious repeat item pickups. You'll see how it works when we get in there, okay, gentlemen? You'll see how it works when we get in there. Update the description, I guess. God, you guys are demanding little fucks. I'm literally describing it to you right now. Pay attention. Holy shit. So we that's what we're doing today. We are doing weapon thing number 11. Can you fucking ban that guy? Jamothy wanted it. All right, Felix, you should know better. You should know better. You be grateful. Be grateful I'm the one doing it, because you're getting a timeout instead of getting banned. Be grateful. Be grateful, my boy. But yeah, I had Sai put together this mod, and now to be clear, this mod is going to eventually be public. It's not currently public because this is not the finalized version of it. It is, however, functional. So we're gonna go for it, okay? As far as like what I'm gonna do for each weapon, that is gonna vary. If it's something really difficult, I'm gonna do any percent. If it's something super difficult, I may not even finish the run. You know, as much as I would love to spend 30 hours plowing through an any percent run, I can't do that. You know, we'll probably put a time limit on it at some point, and then call it quits at a certain point. If something is really super ass, that's not going to be many things. But if it's a more like normal weapon, and we want to get a more thorough feel for it, maybe we do 2 guides, maybe we do all remembrances. It's going to vary. All right. Oh, you're welcome. It's going to vary, gentlemen. It's going to vary. Now, with all that said, I think we're ready to spin the wheel that I just updated. So let me pull this down here, and let me actually get rid of this text for the moment. Okay, I just added a ton of stuff to this wheel. So much stuff that the website is kind of a little laggy at this point. But that's all right. That's all right. Okay, gentlemen. I honestly hope we roll something that's new, that's not a weapon. I hope we roll a spell or something like that. Alright, here we go. What do we get? It's gonna be a spell. Black Flame, gentlemen. Black Flame. Alright, I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. Let's make it happen. Okay, this is Black Flame. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, gents. Now, we are going to load up a new game as we're no longer doing New Game Plus stuff. Okay. Okay. Dude. Oh, my goodness. All right. Okay. Okay, so, let's load in. I feel like loading in on Wretch is usually, well, I don't know. I guess it's more of a decision now, isn't it? So, Black Flame, obviously an incant. It's going to care about incant scaling. Let's go pull up the wiki page for it. Let's see how the math actually breaks down. Seal scaling times 1.87 fire damage before resistances. Charging in, oh, it's chargeable. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Godslayer Seal is good with it, as you might imagine. All right. Well, just gotta imagine we're gonna be going for a faith kind of idea here. Have to imagine. Level 7, 16 faith. That seems good. That seems good. Black Flame. Black Flame, gents. Let's do it. I guess I should put the loot goblin on this one, huh? All right, boys, let's queue in. Okay. So, you're going to start seeing a few of the changes right off rip here. Ooh, initial progression awarded. Whoa. What's going on there? What's going on there? Something crazy, huh? All right. So, in order to skip the tedium of picking up all of the same stuff over and over and over for 726 runs, let me update the on-screen thing. This is the solution that we have for that. All right. We've got a new merchant here in Roundtable that gives upgrades according to location. So all of the Limgrave upgrades are available right here. All of the Weeping upgrades are available right here. All of the Liurnia upgrades are available right here. All of the Caelid upgrades are available right here. These are all places that I can simply go walk to right now. All right? And these are the upgrades that I can get from them. Okay? As we progress through the game and unlock access to future areas, it will unlock upgrade panels within this merchant. Okay? Okay. Glad we understand that. Now, the functionality for giving me the actual weapon in the first place is not actually implemented yet. So, I have to do that. I have to do that. So there's our black flame. Let's get it started. So 20 faith requirement right off rip. Okay.
Glad to have you. Well,
20 faith requirement right off rip. I don't know where... Oh, is that... Okay, that's the smithing stone bell bearing. I see. Okay, and then that's the somber stone bell bearing. All right, very cool. And then obviously this stuff costs things. So in order to get the build set up, we have a Lord's Rune to start it out as well. Okay, that's the setup we got going on here. That's I think you get the idea of what the mod is going for. So, let's start by grabbing our smithing stone bell bearing. Okay. And then this is also going to give us the whole curve of like regular new game scaling. So we have a proper early game now instead of the way that we were doing it before where we didn't really have a proper early game. But let's think. Let's think about what our early game actually looks like here. So, Faith tier, obviously potent early. And then Fire tier, also going to be potent early because we're doing fire damage. And then as far as first talisman goes, there's not a ton of good options, but I think we should probably be going for the incant talisman. That gives us 2% or 4% extra incant damage. That seems like the best bet. That's what I'm thinking. Okay? So let's get this all set up. No, Black Flame does not do split holy fire. That's like a destined death effect. I believe smithing weapons are also only 1 stone per upgrade level, so I think we only need to buy 3, I believe. Stulpner Carl, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. I am going to need stone sword keys here. I'm going to need stone sword keys for after we beat Margit. Lofty Castle, thank you for the tier 1 as well. All right, now let's get our run started out here. And yep, it does cost 1 smithing stone upgrade per level. And then this this starting set of runes is also like kind of intended to replace like early game rune farming if you wanted to do it, like taking out the Knight's Cavalry or like killing Grail or something like that. Because obviously you can get a bunch of runes early on if you want them. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do. All right, so I'm thinking go 20 faith, and then I think we're also going to need a good amount of mind, and then, yeah, let's go health, mind, and faith. That's the direction that I'm liking off the rip here. And then we're going to grab our 2 physic tiers, and we are ready to start heading towards Stormveil, because Stormveil actually has, all right, so Sai did send me another update to the mod, so we might have to replace the mod update when we get to that point. But continuing my line of thought, we do have a important set of upgrades to grab here in Stormveil, and this is where, past Margit is where you would normally get Black Flame in vanilla. But let's see how it goes right off rip, right here in early game. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all. We're going to charge it for FP efficiency, I think. I think that makes the most sense. Although, okay, dude. Okay, dude. I mean, we could also... we might have the FP to just spam it. 419 on a tap versus how... 424. Why'd I do 424 there? Ow. Ow. Okay, I'm curious about a charge. Okay, 424 versus 520. So not actually like a huge difference in damage. And that's partially because this black flame tick does the same amount of damage whether you charge it or not. So charging is less impactful. Okay. DPS is definitely way better. Definitely way better on Talisman Pouch, by the way, and Storm Veil progression. DPS is definitely way better on the taps. For sure. For sure. So, gentlemen, you saw that I killed Margit, and that earned me Storm Veil progression. So now Secluded Cell is a grace that's unlocked. And if we go pay a trip back to our friendly neighborhood Blythe, I'm not actually sure. Yeah, there should be some Stormveil stuff in here. Yeah, Stormveil. The Stormveil tab opens, and we get the relevant items that we could get from Stormveil if we wanted to. You see? Now, these are not actually useful for us here. But this grace going towards Godric is. And so that proceeds as the game goes on. I think you guys see the vision now. I think you guys understand how it's going to work. However, we need to go on a slight detour for some very build-specific items that I need to pick up here. I need to be going to grab myself some, this Black Flame, seal and spellbook stuff. So over here is the vanilla location of the spellbook for Black Flame. I'll still be grabbing every item legitimately. It's just sometimes I'm going to need to spawn them in early because, like, for example, you need to kill Margit to get access to Black Flame, and I'd need to kill Margit with Black Flame, so this is how I got to do it. All right. So there's the Godslayer seal. That is a big upgrade for us on this run. And then there's the Godskin prayer book, the source of Black Flame. Vanilla. What's the point of doing a tedious challenge if you take the tedious out of it? Well, you see, I'm beating Elden Ring with all weapons in the video game. All weapons, spells, Ashes of War. You see, the point is to beat Elden Ring with all weapons, spells, and Ashes of War. If I simply wanted to do something tedious, I would keep answering your questions. But I'm going to stop doing that because I don't want to. Oh, I never put my talisman on. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Okay, gentlemen. So, obviously, we get second talisman pouch. Let's think about where we can improve. We don't yet really have a ton of talismans that are going to provide value. We don't have access to them yet. Like, honestly, two-fingered talisman for 5 extra faith is probably our best bet. Because we just don't have a ton of stuff. I can buy Infinite Faithful's Canvas Talismans. Let's go. We don't have a ton of stuff to take advantage of here. Okay. Yeah, let's slap that on. And then something we're going to want to do here is take a look at the seals that we have available to us. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be... We'll look at DLC seals as well. Yeah, just so that we're aware of where the cutoff points are. So Dryleaf Seal is best right here, but we don't have access to it yet. Godslayer Seal, as you can see, is better than Finger Seal, although we're at Smithing 6. So it complicates things, but Godslayer Seal is still better than Finger Seal. Yeah. And then eventually Erdtree Seal is going to surpass it, but that's a later problem. But for right now, Godslayer Seal is just straight up actually better. So, we're full on pivoting out of Finger Seal. We're not even casting with it anymore. Not even casting with it anymore. And then in addition to the fact that it has better incant scaling, it's also going to buff our Black Flame incants. So it's easy choice. Eventually we're going to want to be looking at Erdtree Seal, but we don't have that unlocked yet, and we don't have the stats for it to make sense yet either. Okay. Now, let's keep on leveling. I like getting some more faith here, because we do want to get into our Erdtree Seal earlier rather than later. And let's make it happen. All right. Again, well, okay. I'm not sure I have... I'm not sure I have the damage for this. Did my Black Flame miss right there? I might need more blue. Because the DPS on the taps just makes so much more sense here. At least until I get, like... At least until I get Godfrey's Icon. 470 on a tap. I don't think I got the FP, though, honestly. I definitely don't have it when I'm fighting into... damage resist. And no chain casting on this spell either. And also, spamming the spell is technically less total damage because I'm overlapping my Black Flame. So if I'm really trying to max out damage, I charge a spell and then let the Black Flame burn. If I'm trying to be super FP efficient, but like I said, I don't think that's the strat. I think the strat's to spam. Because I think the damage just looks a lot better. Like, the speed of the damage just comes out so much faster. Can I jump cast this? No. No jump casting. Let's see if I can time this up. Oh, nice. Let's see if I can time it up again. Oh, fuck. Okay, get dodged, idiot. Alright, so I think I should just be able to throw these now. It looks like I have more FP than my flask actually heals. That could be a problem. Holy. That's not terrible stance damage. That's gonna hurt. Okay, it's not gonna hurt. Okay, gentlemen, we're off to a good start here.
And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of cold.
All right, all right. Okay, gentlemen, you can see I was just awarded 6 sacred tears. Whoops. And 6 golden seeds. You may be saying, what the fuck? Why does that work like that? It's because these are the flask upgrade materials that are available in Limgrave. I didn't just want to spawn in with a super leveled flask, even though it is possible to just run around and get a super leveled flask if you really want to. I felt like that didn't make sense. I felt like these materials should be given after killing the area boss. And so that's why the golden seeds and the sacred tears spawn up right here. Again, the idea being that way I don't have to go run around and collect all this stuff 726 times, you know? None of us are here to watch that. Or do that. So here is our post-Limgrave flask upgrades. Very nice. Let's go 3 blues. I like the look of that. And now that we have 1 Great Rune dead, we also have Altus and Volcano Manor unlocked. You see? 1 Great Rune is what causes these 2 areas to become unlocked. Which means we also now have Altus and Volcano Manor upgrades available to ourselves.
Glad to have you well.
So, let's go take a look at them. Altus has our additional bell bearings, obviously. It's also got the improved Flux Canvas Talisman. This isn't technically where this talisman comes from, but it's from, like, this area of the game. Like, you have to be here to get this talisman. So that's why we slotted it in here. But now we have more of the game unlocked and more ability to shape our build. Okay, so Fire Scorpion Charm is obviously going to be a cornerstone for us here. That comes from Gelmir. We could maybe pivot out into Erdtree Seal. I don't think we're quite there yet, so I'm just going to buy the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing. And beyond that, I think the Godfrey icon is something that's very worth looking into, so we're going to pick that up as well. Okay? So, our talismans are going to swap out like this. Okay. And we've got our next set of upgrades to come onto our Godslayer's Seal. Okay. Some Melon Dude, thank you for the tier 1. We did expand the challenge. If you're curious about the exact rules, you can either watch this video when it comes out or go back to the beginning of the stream. Okay, now let's think about our next target. Oh, I do have a question. I wonder if Radon Festival gets started automatically here. cool. It does. It's very cool. Okay, yeah, let's go do Radon. Yeah, this should be a pretty substantial upgrade, unlocking the Altis stuff. Godfrey's Icon, Fire Scorpion Charm are big deals. And then, of course, going from +6 to +12 is also a big deal. Really enjoyed your most recent video on the Two Bushy channel. Would it be possible to make a compilation of all the runs in one video? You want me to fit 726 videos into one video? No. David is uploading videos onto the Bushy VODs channel that combine the videos together. So if you're really just desperate for some sleep content, you can head on over to the Bushy VODs channel and watch all weapons marathons. Okay, so we're going to have 3 minutes to do this, but I think that should be fine. Because we're crutching on the faith tier to reach our stat requirements right now. It'll take us up to 32. Okay, so with Godfrey's Icon, we are going to be spamming charged attacks now. Ow. I'm not sure it's actually the strat, but I am trying it out. It feels like the charge attack animation feels kind of shit though, dude. And the damage is not nearly as good as you would expect for how much longer the animation takes, even with Godfrey's Icon. Ow. Yeah, dude. I'm not sure. I don't think charging is the way. Do Howl, Golden Vow, etc., Ritual Sword, etc. Yes, they work. All damage is all damage, and those buffs all work for all damage. However, I don't use generic buffs like Golden Vow and Howl and Flame Grant Me Strength because everything can look really fucking good if you use a generic buffing routine. It's been the case for this whole run. Every single one of these all weapons runs that we've done. Okay, let's drink the blue. And the strategy of... Yeah, I mean, like, the DPS is just way higher here. A ton higher here. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's just spamming. It's gotta just be spamming. That's not exactly what I expected. I thought Godfrey's Icon might make it a little more compelling, but I guess not. I think I can get 2 off here. Alright, and then I can get another in the wind-up. Ow. Last flask. No! Oh my god. Dude, I still just don't have the health. Travius, thank you for the 1,000 jewels. Appreciate you. No, I'm gonna put everything all on the same tier list, but the tier list is not currently updated. And I didn't make it, and I also don't know how to update it. So, I'm gonna need help with that. Radigan's icon. What's going on here, man? I literally didn't even put Radigan's icon into the upgrade lists because of how useless it is. So no, we're not going to be doing Radigan's icon. Alright, there we go. I think I can get 2 off here. Okay, let me drink the blue. What? There's no way. I didn't stay in front of him. I guess oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, if you're curious about a run that we're not currently doing, just wait until we do that run. Gentlemen, we're doing Black Flame. I understand you got questions, but, like, don't. Oh, come on. That... I fucking nutmegged him? Like, what the hell was that? Alright, Leonard. It's time for you to get abused. I do like doing this on New Game Zero, because I'm actually playing, like, a real version of the game that's not this weird New Game Plus scaling. Okay, dude. And, like, I actually have to think about balancing out my stat spread. Because, like, right now, we're definitely suffering from not having very much health, but also kind of have to. That's kind of what it is. Gotta get my flask. Oh, come on. Do the follow-up. I'm scared to drink my flask because I'm just one shot. That move. Not today, buddy. Not today. Oh, it also spawns in Radahn's restored Great Rune as well. I didn't even realize that. That's good. I like that. I like that, man. Okay. And then with that, we have access to Leyndell now, gentlemen. As we've killed, I think we should keep going on the Faith. Since we've killed 2 Great Runes, we can now get to Leyndell, and we've got our Kaled Flask upgrade mats. As you can see, we've got a Grace hanging out in Leyndell now, and we've also killed 2 Great Runes, so we've got our 3rd Talisman pouch. Now, what do we want to fill that 3rd Talisman pouch with at this stage of the run? Well, we're going for a bit of a different idea now. Okay, hold on. Radahn's dead. It means we have access to Deeproot, Ainsel, Nokron, and Leyndell. So there's lots of things that we just got access to. Now, granted, most of these areas don't have a ton of important stuff, but we do have access to it now. Leyndell, yeah, I mean, Leyndell has stuff, just not for this run. Let's go back through and let's think. Let's think how we want this to go. Fire Scorpion Charm, we're getting off of, we're getting off of Godfrey's Icon here because it's just not very good. Like, the charge attacks on this spell are just not very good. It's not worth building for. They're too slow for how little value they provide. So I'm thinking we pick up our 8% Phlox Canvas Talisman. And we also pick up Ritual Sword. That's my thinking here. It's very generic. But I mean, we tried to go for Godfrey's Icon, and it just doesn't make a ton of sense to go for it. It really doesn't. Okay, and we don't have upgrades, weapon upgrades, more weapon upgrades unlocked yet. We have to get to mountaintops for that. So let's keep making our way in that direction. Let's keep making our way in that direction, gentlemen. Can you offhand another seal for damage boost? I would need to get a Godslayer seal because the Godslayer seal is the one that provides the damage boost. But it's also the one that we want to cast with right now. It's the one that's most beneficial for our stat spread. So whenever we pivot into Erdtree Seal, it'll be a different story. But for right now, no. There's no reason to have more than one seal equipped right now. Okay. Let's go talk to Big Piss Man. Let's go talk to Big Piss Man and see what the story is. The Erdtree versus Godslayer thing is not an upgrade level thing. That's a faith level thing. But I got it under control, I promise. Yeah, dude, the light attacks... Ow. The light attacks are quick, dude. Unfortunately, you can't jump cast, which does kind of suck. Like, this is a very generic incant for sure. No doubt. But, I mean, it's solid. It's doing solid damage so far for sure. Nothing crazy, but it's fine. Oh! Nice. All right, and that's our 4th tally pouch. That's our 4th tally pouch, boys. Yeah, I mean, like, I truthfully think spells in general kind of suffer compared to regular weapons because they're slow. This one's not bad, but it still just has less damage windows because it's a spell. You know? Okay. So here's what we can do. We're going to go take a quick visit to Volcano Manor. Guest Hall. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, the Guest Hall is kind of a stupid grace for us to have. I might want to change this. I might want to change it to be like the church with the bridge already up. But also, how often am I going to need to run back through Volcano Manor? Not often, probably. So maybe it's fine. Because we need to go get our Erd Tree Seal. And we're just going to compare incant scaling. We're going to upgrade both our seals and compare incant scaling until eventually Erd Tree Seal surpasses at whatever faith level that's going to happen. It'll be the easiest way to do it because the only contenders are going to be Erd Tree Seal and Godslayer Seal. But let's go buy our somber stones. One comes from Kaled, and one comes from Altis. Early game Godslayer Seal, gonna be pretty typical for any faith build we have going forward. Faith incant build. Late game Erd Tree Seal, once again pretty typical. Okay, now let's, this is going to require 40 faith, but we can check after we drink the physic, but I don't think we're going to have the faith levels quite yet. But we're going to need to upgrade it eventually anyway, so we're just going to bring it along for the ride and pivot when it makes sense. I suppose I should probably put it in the title, huh? Black Flame. Okay. So, Yeah, dude, I honestly kind of want to get the survivability at this point. Our faith is sufficient. If we drink this and take a look at incant scaling, our God Slayers is still better. So it's still not time for Erd Tree Seal, but as we level them up, Erd Tree Seal will begin to become better. But it's not there yet. Oh, and fourth and final talisman slot. Should just be Faithful's Canvas, because like I said, Godfrey Icon isn't doing a ton for us. Help me brainstorm a little bit here, chat. Can you think of other talismans that I might like to slot in here? Because I can't really. Damage is looking nice. Damage is looking very nice. Benefit of spells, of course, is range. That's just not a benefit that matters very often. Because the bosses do have all these crazy gap closers to deal with it. But when we get the opportunity, we will take advantage for sure. Is that going to make it? Holy shit, it did. Ow. Roll. See you later, piss boy. Yeah, I mean, damage is getting there for sure. We're not doing cast speed tally. Blue Dancer only applies to physical damage, so it's not going to do very good for us here. It'll actually do nothing for us here.
Allow me, you are prevented the thorns. A husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to.
This is going to be great against Fire Giant. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal against Fire Giant for sure. Okay, so as we're progressing forward, we've beat Morgott, so we have access to mountaintops now, gentlemen. Gentlemen, and that means we unlock our next tier of stones. So we're happy about that. So we get access to mountaintops, consecrated, beginning of Haligtree, and Moog now. But let's pick up our Somberstone bell bearings. Let me just examine these and see if I care about any of this. Don't think I do. Yeah, don't think I do. Yeah, dude, I think, like, this incant is not seeming like the most buildable thing to me. I'm doing my best to think about what I can do for it. But there's not a huge quantity of options. The percent ticks affected by fire resistance. No.
Don't pay me, just lay out.
There's not... Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of stuff to, like, build towards. Godfrey's Icon is, like, the furthest, the most inventive thing that this spell has going on for it. And that's obviously not even super big. Like we tried it and it didn't do great. Okay, I could go for 40 or I could just keep leveling this. I feel like I go health to 40. That seems like a reasonable take. We're still on faith and fire in the physic. Eventually, probably going to pivot to, like, oil instead of faith. But right now, the faith is still just super important. And And we'll do another seal check. Yeah, the Godslayer seal is still outpacing, so that's what we're going to be using. And Fire Giant, I probably don't have enough blue for this as it stands. Yeah, I mean, obviously Fire Giant is strong against fire. I don't know if somebody needed to hear that, but it is the case. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna need a ton of blue for this fight. This is not exactly gonna be light work here. Tick damage doing more work than the flame. Yep, I mean that's like. Listen, most of the time, the black flame ticks on this spell are not super relevant. But if you queue up against something that has a ton of fire resistance, it starts to matter a lot more. Because your direct damage is going to be doing less, so your tick damage is going to be a higher portion. So that's a nice benefit. A nice benefit of this spell that it has over something like the regular fire damage version. Alright. Let's do it. R1 spam. Sucked his leg all the way up there. Yeah, I mean, this is an awkward fight for sure. And the weird part is, it matters a whole lot less, much more than regular, whether or not I'm hitting the weak spot on him, because the black flame does the same damage either way. Oh, I shouldn't have healed right there. I mean, I guess the ritual sword is actually quite nice. Maybe I should have. Yeah, dude, phase 2 is going to be nasty. The luxury of being able to reposition as he's doing that move is really nice, though. Because, like, normally you got to stand right next to his leg, and it makes punishing that really hard. But the range provided by the spell is really convenient for it. Alright, nice. Okay, now let's see how much damage fall off we have in phase 2. Because it should be less than normal. Because even though we lose the weak spot, like I said, we still get the black flame ticks. So I might actually kind of end up liking it. I mean, liking it more than you might expect. Considering it's fire damage against Fire Giant, you know? I mean, like, how much damage am I doing on a leg shot? Yeah, over 1,000. How much am I doing on a hand shot? Like, barely more. Okay, that's an interesting use case. Because the black flame ticks are just doing such a high portion of the damage, you can get away with, like, going for a safer damage strategy. Just spamming shots at the legs. Right? Because he really can't do a whole ton against you down here. Oh, hit him right in the fucking eyeball. And it still did only barely more damage. All right, dude. You know what? You know what? It grew on me. Over the course of the fight, it grew on me. I feel like Black Flame might actually be kind of... Like, Black Flame itself, like... Not this specific incant, but something like Black Flame Blade I might actually kind of like on Fire Giant. Despite the fire damage. Alright, let's take that to 40. And then I think we should go for a little bit more mind. Just going for, like, all our utility first, and then we can start juicing faith. All right, and we're just going to keep rushing down the main line here, because this is how we get our upgrades. Yeah, regular fireball would perform a lot worse there. Did we read the Black Flame item description yet? Good point. Good point. We got a thinker over there. Hold on. Hold on, I'm struggling. A Black Flame incantation of the Godskin Apostles. Hey, I've seen a noble throw it. Throws a ball of raging black fire. Charging enhances potency and causes the fireball to explode. Black Flame is weighty. After dealing damage, it continues to sap foes' HP for a very short time. Okay, causing it to explode. I didn't realize it put like a little AoE on it. That makes it a bit more compelling for... a duo fight like Godskin, right?
This world and death are you to commit? Very let my hand.
How about some armor that buffs Godskin incants? There's only one thing that buffs one Godskin incant, and that's Fatty's chess piece for Noble Presence. But I don't think we got any armor that's going to increase our damage. Outside of, like, Rakshasas eventually. How do I rate the weapon so far? I mean, it's all right. It's okay. It's not amazing. I'd have to look back at the tier list because I haven't done one of these runs in a while. So I'd have to go take a peek. But like my inclination is in like the D to C range. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling, man. Primal Glintstone Blade could be an option for 4th tally. Yeah, but like sacking health. Scorpion Charm and Primal Glintstone Blade just sounds like too much. I'm just tanking my effective HP, you know? Yeah, I mean, running a talisman that improves your damage by 4%, not even 4% because it doesn't affect the Black Flame ticks, but it feels like shit, but like what else do I run? This is not the most buildable thing. However, for this fight, I am going to run Godfrey's icon because I feel like splash damage could actually be kind of relevant. All right. Yeah, I mean, let's give it a try. I'm concerned that the charged animation is just going to be too damn slow. But we shall give it a try. Bro says this low of health as I'm sitting on 40 Vig. Yeah, maybe not, man. I mean... Okay, I definitely missed with that one, but it still busted on the noble. I didn't charge it all the way. Yeah, I mean, it's just slow. It's too slow, man. We can't go for the Godfrey's icon. It's just too slow. I have a lot of blue flasks here. I probably don't need that many blue flasks. Ow. Okay, dude. Okay, this should be money right here. This should be a time where we get huge punishes off. Alright, that's nice. Okay, and then... Gotta just catch Skinny in the middle of animations. In order to punish him. Oh! That's fucked. Yeah. Alright. Well, I see the vision. And listen, man, if it's not getting, like, super held up on Godskin Duo, it's doing great. Okay, let's do that. All right, we're having a fucking verified experience here, man. Holy. That still hit him. That's huge. Oh, I didn't drink my physic. No, dude. I'm just gonna pray that Apostle doesn't fuck me. Because he's in a weird spot. Okay, that's fine. Having him up against the wall is really nice. There's no way that misses. No way you summon right here. Holy shit. Diabolical out of this guy. Oh, nice. Got a double hit. Oh, my goodness. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't roll in and I couldn't roll out. Okay, I gotta get Skinny dead. Okay, that's a good... Oh, my God. Get out of here, man. This fucking noble is attention-seeking, dude. No, man. There's no chance. Alright, dude. Do I have the FP? I guess I gotta try to conserve a little bit more, so I'm gonna charge. God, it's gonna be kind of close though, ain't it? Dude, are you serious? I feel like I should wait for both of them to come back. And then try to get, like, double hits. Alright, Fatty's gonna be the main target because he doesn't dodge, but I'm gonna try to get double hits here. Double hits or charge. I think I got like 2 more casts. There's no chance. This fucking game, man. This fucking game. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing another massive downside of spells in general here, right? Like, your stat spread has to be a lot worse, and you end up with a lot less heals. It's not exactly surprising. But it is the reality, right? I know that spells get, like, made fun of for being overpowered all the time, and it's like, people call it, like, the easy mode, but it's really not. Like, I genuinely think spells are a much harder way to play most of the time. Okay, I'm gonna go for charges on the roll, I think, because it's just more FP efficient. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm trying to kill him somewhat quickly. Okay, Skinny tanks that shit. Because I want as much physic uptime as I can get. Buff uptime in general. Alright. Yeah, you can see the physics still active because I'm chunking for 600 a quick attack. Hope to get the phase transition. Yeah. Oh, come on. Fucking Skinny, why is he doing that? Alright, physic ran out, but we're in a fine spot with the FP. Ooh, nice. Double hit. He's so close to dead. Alright, come on. Figured I'd go for it. He seemed to just be idling. Come on. All right. Good job, gentlemen. Good job, gentlemen. All right. All right. Now, listen. Godskin Duo is always a major hurdle. He's never not a major hurdle. So, getting over it's nice.
Glad to have you well.
Getting over it is quite nice. Okay, so that's the second half of Faru Mazula stuff right there. We don't...
Glad to have you well.
Where's the somber bell bearing? Huh. Did I forget to have the somber bell bearing 5? get put into that shop? All right, hold on, gentlemen. I gotta make sure to write down the notes and changes that I want. No, the duo dropped the smithing 4. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna need to go manually pick it up. I suppose. That's fine. Alright, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. So our God Slayer is gonna get plus 25 right now. Not a big change, but technically Limgrave only has 4 sacred tiers, not 6.
Lay out your roll.
You know, I went through and I checked it myself. Maybe I made a mistake, but I'm gonna trust my math over yours. Oh, I got a Somber 9. That's convenient. Alright, let's go get our max smithing. What am I missing? You're missing that New Game Plus is extremely far removed from a regular playthrough of Elden Ring. New Game Plus 7, particularly DLC Plus, does not play in the slightest how New Game Plus 0 plays. The scaling is very stupid. The end game is like challenge run tier difficult just by virtue of it being itself. And the early game is so trivially easy it might as well not be there. The scaling, New Game Plus scaling is just really, really, really bad. Like, it's not doing anything close to what it should be trying to do. Okay. So, let's get our Black Flame Seal leveled all the way. Chavizzle, thank you for the Prime. Alright, there's our maxed out seal. Does the percent damage of Black Flame do it off the whole health bar or the individual health? It's the individual health. It's why status is generally not great against Godskin Duo. Wesley, thank you for the tier 1. Gentlemen, just finished my 8th playthrough. Beat PCR for the first time without chicken leg. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations, my boy. Okay. So, we now have all of our upgrades, purchasable weapon upgrades unlocked. And that's quite nice. 21's actually kind of a convenient spot. I think I'm going to start leveling this. I do want to get to Ashen Capital to get that Somber 10 that's in there. That's my next goal here. Oh, Sai did say that the Ferrum 1 progression didn't appear in the current version that we're playing. I don't think we needed the Ferrum 1 progression for anything, though. I don't think the first half of Ferrum has anything that I care about on this run. I'm pretty sure. So I think we're all good. I think it doesn't matter for this one. However, I did write down a note. We do want this Somber Bell 5 to show up in the Ferrum 2 upgrade section. Oh, that's a Somber 10. I just don't want to walk over there. Alright. Yeah, that bell bearing we want in the upgrade shop for sure. Okay, boys, it's definitely been a mainline rushdown for sure so far. As most any percent runs end up being. No, there's no armor that's going to buff this other than Rakshasas, which we will make our way towards, for sure. But yeah, like there's not a huge amount to be done with this spell.
Destined death.
Correct me, like if you guys got an idea, you can let me know. But I don't think there's a ton that I can really be adjusting from this point. This is kind of just the build for it. Eventually we're going to be going Erdtree Seal, and that will help somewhat. But not there yet. I definitely do not need as many blue flasks as I have, because yeah, this is not running into the same problem that the Godskin duo is running into. I should not be throwing a second one there. Holy shit, that's amazing that worked out. Can I throw one right there? Oh my goodness. Look at the weaves. Nice try, Malekith. You really gave it a good old college try, my boy.
To kill what?
Godfrey Icon is pretty bad for this. The charged animation is just too shit. It's not good enough. Yeah, this isn't the most buildable weapon item thing we've ever seen. It's alright, though. You know, it's okay. Okay, we're sitting at 45 faith. Gonna be 55 with the help of the flask here pretty soon. Plus 10 Erdtree Seal might be getting there. We might be... This might be the crossover point that we're about to reach here. I don't know why I picked that up. I don't need that. Okay. No, Old Lord's Talisman would not affect the tick. This tick is most comparable to a status effect. It behaves exactly like a status effect does in every way except like a bar getting built up. You can't affect the damage of Black Flame like you can't affect the damage of any status effect. Okay. So Erdtree Seal is worse at the moment. But maybe with the 10 extra faith that switches up a little bit. We'll have to see. Rykard maybe not maybe. Rykard is gonna be a fucking experience. Rykard may not be possible with this one. But let's rip a few bosses here. We're gonna head to Moog, we're gonna head to Melania. And we're gonna head to DLC, okay? Hello. And then if I want more flask upgrades, I can go take out some of the earlier bosses. Well, okay, hold on. Let's see right quick. Okay, no, Godslayer's Seal is still cooking. Need to get pretty damn high faith for Erdtree Seal to eclipse it. Yeah, realistically, we're not actually doing Rykard. Ow. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think a good portion of these runs are going to be all entertaining remembrances, you know? Like, the mainline stuff that you got to do, but like, at this stage, going back to Renala kind of seems like a bit of a ridiculous idea, doesn't it? Because, like, of course she's just going to get blown up. I'd be doing it for completion's sake, not to see how this weapon genuinely performs against Renala, right? What? She's schmoving. Why is she schmoving like that? Oh, I thought she was about to dodge it again. Okay. Ooh! Tank that shit, homie, huh? Yeah, I still have way too much blue. I deserve it. I deserve it. Yep, I deserve it. Did I hit the elevator? I'm not sure I did. Fucking spells included now, too. Yeah, congratulations, David. Your family will be fed for many more years to come. I didn't hit the elevator. Will I account nerfs of Black Flame in DLC while ranking it? Like, yeah? What kind of fucking question is that? Am I gonna pay attention to how the weapon performs to rank the weapon? Yeah? What are we talking about here, man? Where do you get this spell in game? It's from Stormvale Castle. Do you think any incans make it to A tier or higher? Probably. Ancient Dragon Lightning? No, probably not. Spells that can be used... Pretty much anything that can be used to one-shot is kind of bad when not one-shotting. Because they're big fucking slow things. Okay. And being big and slow is perhaps like one of the worst things, one of the worst traits a weapon can have in Elden Ring. Okay, dude. Can you stop dodging my fucking shit, man? Okay. Brother, this fucking fight's got me halfway thinking to go pick up Radigan's icon. You know it's getting bad when Radigan's icon starts getting considered. Ow. I swear to fucking God, Loretta. You are insufferable. Ugh! I don't know how I didn't fucking... I deserve to die. Go, 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 go. That's right. See you later, Loretta. Nice knowing you. I think Godfrey icon is worth it. If you swap it for the small canvas tally, you lose 4% versus a potential 32% increase on a fully charged. 32%? How'd you come to that? Well, okay. Let's... We've already discussed it. It's just not... It's not good. But let's break it down again, okay? As I just said... I don't know. A minute ago? 2 minutes ago? One of the worst traits a weapon can have is being big and slow. Slow shit in Elden Ring is really, really awful. Because believe it or not, when you do things slower, your DPS goes down. Because, you know, it takes more time for you to do the thing in the first place. And then in addition to that, it really goes down because half your damn attacks are either going to be getting interrupted by opponents hitting you out of your attacks, or if you're smart, you won't be taking many of the punish windows that you could be taking if you were using something faster. So if you're choosing to opt into building for something that's going to take a longer amount of time, it's not just looking at the damage increase. It's determining whether or not the damage increase is worth the downside of extending your animations. And in the case of this weapon, it's not close. In the case of this spell, it's not close. The charged animation is way, way too long. for such a small benefit. By default, it's going to up the direct damage by 30% just by virtue of charging it instead of regular casting it. And then Godfrey's icon will add an additional 18% on top of that. So all said and done, your direct damage from your flame ball is going to be doing like a little over 50% more. And like, listen, that's respectable. But you're going to be missing well over half your damage windows, which is a much bigger decrease in damage. The opportunity cost is much bigger. Then, in addition to that, it's particularly bad. It's extra bad on this spell in particular because a good portion of the damage that this spell does comes from the black flame ticks anyway. And you get the same black flame whether you hit him with a light attack or you hit him... I don't know why I'm doing this run. I forgot I don't need to do this run. Whether you hit him with a light attack or you hit him with a fully charged attack. It's the same either way. So effective damage increase, charged attack with Godfrey's versus uncharged with Faithful's Canvas, we're probably looking at like 40%. And then you got to ask yourself, is that effective damage increase worth all the damage windows I'm going to miss and all the damage I'm going to take to try to get the charged attacks off? And the answer is just no. Like, that's the charged animation. And this is the uncharged animation. Like, it's just... one of these is unusably slow. The other is just slow. You know? Speaking of which, let's go give Radigan's icon a try. Let's see if we can notice a difference. Because listen, on some spells, it does make a difference. On most spells, it does not. But we will check. We'll check, man. Diego, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I tried to get underneath him. Don't ask me why. No! Stop dodging! This fucking dog, dude. Ow. Alright. Offhand, Azure Staff would do something. It is true. It's going to be doing more for us than Erdtree Seal is currently. But eventually, Erdtree Seal is going to be doing more damage. But yeah, so I didn't include all the various staves and seals in the upgrade progression for the mod. I didn't ask Sai to do that, but I do think Azure's staff in particular could make sense to do because it's kind of useful for every spell, and there's a lot of spells. I didn't want to do it for every spell category. I didn't want to do it for every catalyst and every spell catalyst because there's only like 20 at most spells that get buffed by any individual catalyst, and I feel like picking that up 20 times is fine. But Azure's could reasonably be picked up on every single spell run. Okay, let's see if we can tell a difference, gentlemen. I mean, like, maybe, and maybe if we go combo it with Azur's, it'll be more substantial. Because here's the deal. I'm sacking a 4% incant talisman. So if we can make the cast speed get to something that feels a little less problematic, that's definitely worth 4%. But this is not seeming like one of those spells where it's noticeable. No, chat. I've had this conversation too many times. I've blind tested chat way too many times with Radigan's icon. I know you guys cannot tell the difference. You might say that you can tell the difference, but I've seen it at least a dozen times. I've blind tested you guys too many times. You can't tell the difference, even if you think you can. Pav, thank you for the super chat. Is there a specific weapon you know will be good, but you don't want to do it because it would just be boring? No. Ugh. You can't. You can't tell the difference, I promise. If we did a blind test, you wouldn't get it right. I'm not going to spend the time doing it, but I'm just letting you know. I've seen it too many times. Tyler Belts, thank you for the super chat. I just bought a new iPhone, $1,100. Well, thank you for the $2. You just bought me 550th of an iPhone. Thank you. Okay, let's see. So, Azur's Glintstone Staff in the offhand, if you guys didn't know it, adds VDEX, which is what makes you cast spells faster. So, perhaps the combination of Azur's and Radigan's icon, it's going to take us to, yeah, max VDEX. This will take us to max VDEX. Can we tell the difference? Whoops. Yeah. I mean, there might be a little bit of something happening there. Yeah. There's like 3 frames or something. All right, well, let's see if it matters. Let's go see if it matters, gentlemen. That's not a good idea. I did it anyway, but it was not a good idea. Yeah, the big downside of VDEX building is it just does not, on most weapons, most spells, it's really not a big deal. The speed increase is really tiny. And yeah, I mean, it's still not a big deal on this weapon, but when the cost out is a 4% talisman, It's probably worth it. I get the fucking turnaround animation, dude. Whoopsie. Less than 4%, it's true. Can't wait for Radagon and his fuck-ass parry. Oh yeah, he's on the way, don't you worry. But we'll just hit him in recovery animation, so it'll be fine. That's the mistake that spell builds make against Radagon. You fight him like you fight melee. That's the mistake that spell builds make against like everything. It's just really obvious against Radagon. Like trying to cheese things from range is just not a strategy that works against most bosses. It might be necessary here against Melania because the spell is still just so damn slow. But a lot of spells still just need to capitalize on the regular melee damage windows. Okay, dude. And that's just absolutely a necessity against Radagon. Alright, this is looking not great. She's dodged a ton so far, and I've already ate a lot of damage. Yeah, man! Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I mean, she's just gonna fucking dodge, like... Okay.
Blade of Mikola.
All right, gentlemen. I'm good without the rage bait. Okay. I am doing my best to provide you guys with some content, and I figure beating Elden Ring with everything you can beat Elden Ring with is a pretty cool challenge that I'm excited about, and it's what I'm going to be making. And if you guys want to watch, cool. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. I don't want to hear what you that you're not enjoying. You know, there's no need. There's no need. For those of you that do enjoy, I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate it. All right. This is looking to be a fight for sure. This is not going to be a very solid weapon against Melania, I don't think. Yeah, dude. I just, like, truthfully, I don't love spells in Elden Ring. I don't love spells in these Souls games in general. I feel like they're super, like, their viability is super overrated. Ow. Am I gonna have enough blue? I'm not sure I will. Okay, dude. Alright. No fucking chance. Yeah, man. I should have cast it earlier. Like, I really do just think, like, the major downside of spells being their animation time is just, like, super underrated. Like, I feel like it's a factor that gets ignored a lot. But it's really like, it's quite a huge deal. I'm not sure I'm going to have the FP. Maybe if I hit Lish phase 2 and she doesn't get any healing off. No, dude. Holy shit. God, she just loves dodging this shit, man. Alright, we're going to go for charges here because we want the FP efficiency. Alright, that's great right there. Can't do that with a melee weapon, I tell you what, gentlemen. And phase 2 does tend to be easier in this fight, so we'll see. He could be fine on FP. Dude, what? What in the fucking elevation change, man? Holy. Alright, man. Okay, and then I get stuck on the fucking gooch, dude. Shalom, thank you for the $5 super chat. I've been enjoying the recaps of the series on Too Bushy. Keep it going. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's do one more blue flask so that we can get slightly more unlucky and be fine. I always tend to use the melee type spells like Slicer or Catch Flame. Yeah, I mean, shit, that's why Slicer and Catch Flame are so good. It's because they're fast. I just gotta bait her to do something, man. I mean, if she idles, I can't do anything. I deserve it. Yeah, I've been taking that punish even though she can just do that follow-up whenever she wants. And just hoping that it works out for me. Well, that's good. Okay. Okay. I don't think that's going to be a window. Holy shit. I probably just got lucky. I think she just decided to stand there and aura farm. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Okay. I was late on that cast, but it worked. Giving it a good old college try here, man. She loves dodging this shit, though. Are you not dead? What the fuck? All right. Yeah, I mean, the flower. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Dodge. All right. The flower is a great punish for this, obviously. And fire damage is also something that Melania is, of course, weak to. So, when you get the chance to use it... Oh, hello. I'm too close. When you get the chance to use it, it's great. I thought I might be able to get a double in there. Doesn't look like it. No. Alright, there we go, gentlemen.
Extraordinary.
Oil does only last until the next fire damage instance. That is correct.
Lord.
Okay. Okay, that's Melania. Let's go pay Moog a visit. Whoops. Oh yeah, Moog might be an issue. I didn't even think about that. Okay, we are at 73 with the physic, which means our Erdtree Seal is officially doing more for us than our Godslayers is when we have the physic on. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Obviously, we of course have the Black Flame to help us out here. This is definitely going to be a spam Black Flame kind of situation. Ow. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. The percentage damage is obviously... Oh, I get the... Why am I getting the turnaround animation here? I deserve it. Okay. I think I'm already dead to Nihil here. Hello. But the downside about this Moog is that Since he heals, the percentage damage isn't actually going on all of his health. It's only going on... Alright, well, I'm not dead. It's only going on his health bar, which, yeah, is not all of his health. Do I have time for that? I'm not sure I do, honestly. I definitely don't have time for that. That was lucky. You know? Really not the worst Moog I've ever seen. And being able to punish the shower with the range is nice. Okay, Physic did die out, which means we do want to go back to God Slayers here. Oh my goodness. Alright, maybe this very slightly faster cast time will save me. Ow. You know, I could maybe... Holy shit, that connected with his wing? That's wild. I could maybe... try to back up from the spear exploding move and space it and get a better punish. I could definitely see that. Alright, might work. Gentlemen, not even hard. Not even hard, man. Okay, Shadow of the Erd Tree progression awarded, as you just saw, gentlemen. So let's see exactly how this looks. I don't know how it looks. Let's go take a look back at Round Table.
Glad to have you well.
So we've got Shadow of the Erd Tree here. As you can see, it's a lot of stuff because you can just go explore so much of Shadow of the Erd Tree right off rip. The only thing that you can't explore is like Enir Ilum. And I mean, I guess like Jory locks some stuff and Ancient Dragon Man locks some stuff. But I'm not going to lie to you, gentlemen, for the purposes of this mod, I ignored Jory and Ancient Dragon Man. With all that said, these are the progression items that I have from Shadow of the Erd Tree. None of them are going to be super useful for us except Oil-Soaked Tear. And then I'm curious how the Scadu works because I know how I want it to work. Oh, there's Crumbling Farum Azula 1. Oh, interesting. That's not supposed to be there. Okay. Or maybe it is. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not supposed to be there. Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing? Where am I going? Ah, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Let's head on over to the DLC and see what the Scadu looks like. Okay. Is the skibbity level implemented? Okay, yes, it looks like it is. Okay, so what I had Sai do was... Because here's the deal. Here's the deal, gentlemen. We did the balancing of this around just like, what can you access if you were to go pick up everything? Okay? Because with some of these weapons, I would want to go pick up everything. I would want to go pick up, like, if I'm running a fucking super turbo dog shit weapon in the DLC, I'm going to want to go pick up all the scadu before fighting things. Because I'm going to need all the help I can get. So, you can get scadu 14 before fighting anything. Before fighting any bosses. And then, the remaining scadu unlocks as soon as Enir Ilum unlocks, okay? So that's Mesmer plus Ramana. Alright? We did it that way so that you don't have to watch me go pick up 50 scadu fragments. Because who the fuck, like, who wants to do that, man? And these are the graces. These are the graces that we have. Quick and easy access to all 11 DLC remembrances. Okay. Let's go see how reasonable Mesmer is. So I leveled my faith a lot. I'm at 70 without the physic. Which means I'm pretty sure I want oil soaked here at this point. So let's slot that in. And we're casting with Erdtree Seal, getting the buff from Godslayer Seal. That's the plan here, boys. What's the Blithe Merchant mod called? Well, this is a custom-made mod specifically for this run. And I am currently beta testing it. This is not a generic mod. It was made specifically for what I'm doing right now. Wow. Pretty chunky damage. I guess that is with the oil. So that's gonna diminish here once oil tier runs out. Oh, I don't have any FP. Whoopsie. But way better than I would have thought, honestly. Right, let's heal. And dude, like, for real? Using blue flasks is quite a big downside. I know that sounds like a bit of a crazy take, but like, it's another reason why I don't love spells. Because using blue flasks is like dangerous, and you have to wait for the right moment to do it, and so it costs you damage. As you can tell, gentlemen, I'm generally not a huge spell lover here. Nice, dude. Holy shit, I thought I dodged that just fine.
In the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
All right. Well, try again, gentlemen. It's just healing your mana. Yeah, it's true. But, like, with a regular weapon, when you have to heal regularly, it's kind of like a huge downside, and it's built into spells. Like, you lose a ton of damage when you have to spend time to heal. Because you gotta find the right spot for it. Throws off your rhythm. Same thing with blue, it's just you gotta do it a lot more with... What?! Gotta do it a lot more with spells, man. I thought I inputted heal. Alright, I guess not.
In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
But also, like, in the same vein, I get that they have range, which is weird and sometimes makes it seem like... Whoop, hello. Like, it can sometimes really make boss fights easy to have range. But honestly, like, not a lot of the times. I feel like they really cracked down on that after... like the earlier Dark Souls games. Like the bosses just have really effective gap closers that they didn't have in the early games. Because like legitimately range cheesing a boss in Elden Ring, like it doesn't happen very often. All right. I'm perplexed. Ow. It was too slow. I deserve to die. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, it's alright. I didn't want to fucking heal anyway, man. Yep!
In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
Dude, the cast speed just like has me on edge constantly. Because it's always close. It's never like, oh yeah, that's a free damage window. It's like, alright, I'm gonna tickle your fucking taint hairs every time you think about hitting me. And he does. Alright, that's way too late. Alright. Realistically, not that punished. Okay. Okay. Rolled too early. late, too late, too late. All right, we're fine. Okay. That's all right. I didn't want to not get hit anyway. Okay, I didn't want to not get hit anyway. Okay. Is phase 2 going to be easier? Let's find out. That's stupid. Oh my goodness. I just like don't get hit anymore, I guess. Pray to
Creature, embrace thine oblivion, as shall I.
Mesmer, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Oh my goodness. Oh, holy shit. What are we even fucking talking about here? Big messy boy. What, like, what? What? Can't wait for the Sergio flame run. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. The somewhat crazy part is that this really is certainly not, well, I don't know. Maybe, no. Like, this has got to be a top half incant, you know? Top half spell. And it's not great. Like, definitely would not be expecting to run into this many problems on this many bosses with a top half weapon, you know? But it definitely does happen with top half spells. But also, maybe I don't have the perspective. Maybe this thing is fucking stinky poo-poo. And I think it's top half when it's really not. Yeah? Dude, it's got me feeling like I should take a slight damage hit and see if this spell is slightly more usable with a little bit more VDEX from Azur's staff. This is a very minor damage hit. Okay. Okay, dude. I thought he was gonna pop. I charged it because I thought he was gonna pop out. Okay. and it would line up, but it instead like timed it perfectly for him to dodge it. Okay, dude. Okay, a nice little double punish there, though. That's nice. Okay, not worth it. Alright, just don't get hit anymore. Oh! Okay, don't get hit anymore. I don't think that's a safe punish right there. Dude, what? Like, where was little bro going? Ah! God damn it! I was so scared. Okay, how? I have two. I can dump one blue flask for sure. Yeah, dude, like, the spells just come with so many downsides. Less heals, longer animations, realistically not even improved damage. This is way too late. Okay. All for range. All for a little bit of extra range. I don't think the value's there, man. Call me a spell hater, dude. Oh, this is way too late. I deserve it. No, let me reset it.
Stripped of the grace of gold, shadow, death, in the embrace of messless flame.
I don't know why I tried to go for a charge right there. Nice. What? Dude, I do the same thing and he just fucking hits me this time because he wants to?
Stripped of the grace of gold, shadow, death, in the embrace of messless flame.
All right, gentlemen. God, this thing is not going to be any good on Consort. I don't know. Maybe it will be. Like, Mesmer's a pretty fast fight, I guess. Okay. Okay.
The grace of God, shadow, death. In the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
Yaz, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. Dude, more I'm playing with this thing, the lower it's ranking, man. I tell you what. Ow. God damn it. Holy shit, look at the damage go. The punishes are huge. Okay. I shouldn't do that. Alright, got lucky. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Phase 2 Mesmer really is easier. No! Oh my god. Oh, I didn't realize I was still dying. Holy shit.
Upon me.
All right, man. Holy. Okay. All right. Mesmer dead. Wasn't easy. Wasn't easy. I tell you what, gentlemen. Wasn't easy. 18 deaths, huh? We are doing more than we did on previous runs. But wow, wow, wow. I mean, listen, I could go for 80 faith, but also... Wait, hold on. I can buy Rakshasa's set, can't I? Rakshasa's set is great for us. Well, I don't know if I would call it great for us, but we don't experience much of a downside. And then we get extra damage. That's kind of sick. Heavy load, huh? Alright, let's level endurance here. And then see if I... Alright, still a heavy load. That'll put us mid-load, though. Okay, 6% more. That's nice. Oliver, thank you for the $5 Canadian. Bushy, when chat says you have the bland, dry-voiced, glasses, beard nerd look of every millennial YouTuber, I want you to know that I agree. Nobody says that. You're the one person that's ever said that to me. What are you saying when chat says this? What in the fucking schizo post do we got going on here, man? Not even a millennial, dude. Thanks for the money. All right. You know, I'm seeing the value. We're in Value Town now, baby. Holy. Oh, fuck my ass. Fuck my ass. Okay, dude. Yeah, damage here is pretty solid. As you would expect it to be. She's weak to fire damage. It's not insane. But, you know, it is pure elemental damage. Which, pure elemental damage in and of itself does run into issues. Stuff tends to be more polarized against elemental damage. Oh, fuck. Either really strong or really weak. I knew it was coming. I could feel them butterflies. Yeah, that misses. Should actually be able to punish this move. Okay, dude. Guess not. Stop! That's a lot of butterflies. Get fucked, Ramana. Nice try, stupid. Stupid. But listen, scattered tree fragments, by the way. Unlocked Enir Ilum. So the idea is, got to the end of the DLC, so you get the rest that require you to kill bosses. Yeah, I mean, you guys are seeing, like, the weird punishes that I get as a benefit from the range of Black Flame. And, like, it just does not happen very often. Like, all the downsides that you experience for spells, for the occasional, like, extra weird little punish that you get to weave in there, just does not feel worth it, you know? I did add Litany of Proper Death to the wheel. I'll be honest with you, I don't plan on beating much of anything with Litany of Proper Death. If I roll it, if and when I roll it... Whoops. How'd I do that? What the fuck? If and when I roll it, yeah, I don't really... Like, there's some real fucking shitter spells in the game that... Shitter everything. That, like... is just so obscenely dog shit. Really makes you, like, have to question, like, what you're even supposed to do to make it work. Deathbirds be fearful. Like, not even, though. Litany of Proper Death just does, like, shitty damage against Deathbirds. It's unusably bad against everything else. But hey, you know, maybe, like, I added them to the list, and I expect that I'm gonna kill, like, a boss with them, and it's just gonna be like, okay, this is terrible. Because, like, I don't think it's possible to beat Godskin Duo with Litany. I have no idea how you would do it. Alright, well... Not what I wanted. Oh, he de-aggroed. That's good. Do I even need to do this run? Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, the scatter tree fragments are still there. That's interesting. Alright, so I can go manually pick them up if I want. I keep forgetting, man. Oh, God, dude. I don't want to do fucking Leda and Friends. I was halfway hoping that we just had the grace beyond this. Oh my God, this is gonna suck ass. I'm doing it. You can't even stop me. I've decided this boss fight's so fucking terrible. We're not doing Leda. We're not doing actual Leda. No way. Oh my God. There's horn scent on this too. Oh Jesus.
Don't you dare approach Mikula the
I'm writing down a note right now.
Dryleaf Dane and our ally will never allow this.
Oh boy.
The woman said it would be.
You know, the damage actually pretty solid.
Lord of America, you two deserve to face the reckoning.
What? Where the fuck did that go? Okay. Okay.
And you are next, Marika.
What about 5 Scadu behind Gaius? It's streamlined, man. I understand. Listen, the whole point is to make it so that I have a generic framework to work off of that I didn't summon Natan. I have a generic framework to work off of that bypasses a lot of like the mandatory picking up sections. It means that some things don't work exactly the way they work in vanilla,
Will never allow this.
but that's by design. I know where things in the game come from, but it's just easier. Okay, this seems to be working.
Said it would be. Lord of the Earth Tree. Lord of Marika.
The point is to make a streamlined version of a new game plus 0 run. He hyper armors through that? That's fucking devious. So that I can do these runs without spending literally like 4 hours gathering items each run. Okay, you know what? I've changed my mind, gentlemen. I've changed my mind. Fia's Champs is not, or this fight is not ending up on the list of mandatory bosses here. This fight sucks. This is a pee-pee poo-poo ass fight. Oh. Yeah, you know, I'm just trying to distill down the parts that are interesting from a set of 726 runs that would potentially have a lot of uninteresting parts in them. I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and some decisions have been like made arbitrarily. But like the point is, use all the weapons on the bosses. Like, you don't want to watch me pick up Scadu. You don't want to watch me pick up the fucking axe talisman 700 times. You know, you don't want to watch all this shit over and over and over again. So the point is to condense it down and distill these runs down into the parts that are interesting and get rid of the parts that aren't. That's the whole point of it. And if you got questions about specifics, I don't know, dude. There's just going to be so many of them. I'd prefer if you didn't. Like, it works the way it works because it works, you know? It's how I made it. That's why it works that way. All right. Let's see how it does on Consort.
My loyal.
Let's see what we're working with here. Okay. Oh, I'm at FP. Whoopsie. Yeah, I mean, the damage is solid here. It seems like I might have actual damage windows. I'm just doing this fight with a shitty low amount of flasks. And I have to use flasks more often than I want because I'm using spells. If he goes for the double Lion's Claw there, I definitely get fucked. But I got lucky. Oh my goodness. I miscounted. Alright, guess I don't have time there. Shouldn't heal there either. That's a neat little punish. Okay. I don't think I got time! Alright, just gotta take the safe punishes here now. Which, this is one, I believe. Yeah, if he does double front flip, I can maybe do it. I think this should actually be one too. Alright, you know. So, it's decent for Radon. I'd say that was like a C tier fight. Pretty like right down the middle. Which is better than how this spell has been performing for sure. You know? Will the other New Game Plus run continue, or will this take its place? What do you think? I'm doing okay. I'm sorry. I'm being a sarcastic little salty fucking bitch because I've been asked the same question too many times and it's frustrating me. That's not your fault. That's my fault. But no, this is replacing it. Elden Ring should let you refight bosses the same way Sekiro does. Yeah, I mean, like, this mod is, like, more or less trying to set up a, like, boss gauntlet, kind of. It's trying to set up, like, a boss gauntlet kind of circumstance while still implementing the regular game. Okay. This is probably going to suck.
I knew you'd come.
But let's give it a try.
Elden Ring. To become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. Your spirit, but alas.
I mean, the damage is solid.
I guess that helps for us. Continue to struggle.
Man, if I don't get this first try, it's going to be awful. Okay, you know what? It actually worked out pretty well.
Cannot become a lord. Not even you. A man cannot kill a god.
All right. Horaloo. So with no jump attacks, we would expect it to be worse here. Will I do 2 gods with every weapon from now on? Well, a large portion of the motivation for doing this was expanding what I'm going to use and increasing the number of bosses that I'm going to fight. I don't know exactly what my policy is going to be with what bosses I fight and when I fight them. Because, like, I'm certainly never going to be doing all remembrances with something like a staff. You know, staff melees. You know, this is a good way to punish the stomp instead of trying to take advantage of the jump. I got time? I did not have time. Gave it a good old college try, though. You know, we might be in a spot to get... a stagger. Perhaps. I deserve it. I'm getting so greedy with it. Okay. How you plan on beating Radagon with his spell parry and stuff? It won't be a problem. You'll see why, but it won't be a problem. Both of my fucking fireballs missed, man! Okay, I get hit by a make-believe hitbox from Godfrey, and both of my spells miss him? Alright, we gotta have a fucking conversation here, Michael Zaki. Where are my black flame balls disappearing to? We need to open a dialogue here. Fastest Horaloo transition ever? Like, what the fuck? Alright. Goodbye.
Tarnished.
Spells can headshot, yep.
Befits a crown.
Okay, Radagon, let's do it. Let's do it, Radagon. Okay, so Radagon is weak to fire, so this build should be alright against him. As you pointed out, the, spell parry is concerning. However, we're gonna be fine. Because you just gotta catch him in recovery animations. Can I? Holy shit, it hit him. Let's go. Yeah, I can't weave that. Well, I can weave it. All right. Now, Elden Beast is obviously going to be a lot stronger against this fire damage here. Mostly because of this water. But, I mean, it's still cooking him. We're still doing great. Okay. I trust. I should not have trusted. Alright, brother, are we gonna do rings here? Are we just fucking around? Okay, yeah, thank you. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna have to properly deal with Elden Stars this time. Really? Did I deal with Elden Stars? Yeah, it looks like it. It's still trying to route through the ground. Oh boy. This is an awkward spot to find myself. Alright, let's do rings again, my boy. There's no way that's not hitting him. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay, I don't know where the fuck that's going. Not where I want it to, I tell you what. No, I'm good. I don't want those projectiles. See you later, Chief. All right. Well, that is 2 gods. That's 2 gods plus Melania. Which I feel like that's a pretty good, like, default set of bosses. That goes to do all the main bosses that you might consider to be problem bosses.
The fallen leaves.
Fallen leaves,
A story
they tell a story.
of how a tarnished.
What's going on? Can I skip this, please? Thank you. $247.09. All right, gentlemen, we've got some stuff to put into the sheet. Got some stuff to put into the sheet. Okay, so number 11 was Black Flame. Deaths, we had 20. 247.38. Yeah, we'll call it that. Had 20 deaths. Okay. And then this just has to be equal the sum of E. Well, I don't know how it got there. All right. Well, I'll fix that later. Okay. Rune level, we don't actually need to keep track of this anymore. This is when we started implementing, This is when we started implementing the mod levels. Or the mod. Now, let me go pull... the tier list. This is not updated. I believe Amy made this tier list for me. It obviously doesn't have the spells on it right now, so we're going to have to include that. So just imagine we're talking about Black Flame right now, okay, gentlemen? Oliver, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the cock bushy. It's pretty great. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Change the format to time. Duration. Change it to duration. Okay. That looks correct. That looks correct. Okay. Now, gentlemen, am unfunny. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Imagine I'm talking about Black Flame here. Okay, let's have a discussion, gentlemen. Let's have a discussion. All right? Spells in general, as I said, I feel like they really suffer from really long damage windows. You have to use flasks more often because you need blues. Yeah, Fuse Mist isn't on the list. And, like, the benefit that you gain is range. Like, you don't even gain the benefit of damage because the damage really was not that great. So, like, you get a couple extra weird niche ranged punishes. But, like, if I'm staring down what we've already done here, I was saying this is in, like, C to D tier. Would I want this over a crossbow? Probably. The amount of damage that a crossbow does is just so shit, you know? So I think Black Flame, I don't think it's ending up in F tier here. You know? Do I want it over a generic Great Shield? Maybe. Maybe. But I don't want it over a whip or a halberd. This thing's D tier. I think Black Flame slots in right between this whip and this Great Shield. Because the Great Shield's also really slow and doesn't do great damage, but like the whip is an actual weapon, and Black Flame just suffers so many downsides. You know, with the addition of all of these spells, I feel like the scale might change a little bit, because like average weapons are probably going to be above average when accounting for everything else. Like, I'm not sure these two end up in C tier when we're accounting for all the spells, but I'm just going to leave it B for now. I'm calling Black Flame a solid D tier. It's not great. 2-0. What the fuck? Why did I say 2-0? All right. Gentlemen, that's the story on Black Flame. All right? Black Flame is the king of new game plus 1,000 runs. New game plus 0 players don't understand. Well, you'll notice that Dr. Nut chose to use Black Flame Blade, not Black Flame Fireball in his new game plus 1,000 run, because Black Flame Fireball is not a good way to apply Black Flame. Almost all the Black Flame spells are terrible at applying Black Flame. The only good one is Black Flame Blade. Are we doing another run? Well, here's the deal, gentlemen. Here's the deal. I have runs for all weapons scheduled out. This one is going to release on the 26th, okay? And here's the deal. Tarnished Edition launches on the 28th. So I kind of want the two Tarnished Edition weapons to be run number 12 and run number 13, okay? That's what I want. So I would like to do more, but because of Tarnished Edition, that way I can actually just like release things in the order that I did them, instead of needing to like have the Tarnished Edition weapons like skip and jump into the line. I wouldn't make them random. It's true. I'm fixing the deck in my favor. But yeah, I think I'm going to do the two Tarnished Edition weapons as 12 and 13. And shit, maybe they add Ashes of War with them, perhaps? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Have to play on the Switch for those weapons? No, you don't. It's launching on every platform. All right, gentlemen. That is all that I'm doing for the night. I know it's a little bit of a shorter stream. But I just wanted to do a run and test it out and get some notes written down so that Sai can get a better version of this mod put out for us, okay? Okay, thanks for watching, boys. I will see you not tomorrow. I am busy tomorrow, but I will see you Wednesday, okay? I'll see you on Wednesday. All right. Gentlemen, thank you for watching. See you then. Bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.